Quickly, because I know you're pressed for time, but I want to go to people since they started this process in Wisconsin. People have kind of taken their eye off the ball. What is, because I'm hearing great things out of Wisconsin. Get our audience up to speed of what's actually happening in this recanvassing audit recount that's going on in Wisconsin right now.
The recount's ongoing. Maybe done as soon as tomorrow, maybe toward the end of the week for both Milwaukee and Dane counties. And from what we understand, exactly what we expected, which is that in Wisconsin, where a vote by mail and absentee is not a right, it's a privilege. You have to apply for it and be granted that right. We believe that we're going to see a huge number, 100,000 or more, of absentee mail ballots that do not match up to granted application. And guess what that is? That is unlawful balloting. Those are illegal votes, and we want to count just the legal votes. President Trump was only down 20,000 in the state of Wisconsin.
Do you think actually when they come out, there could be as much as 100,000 to get tossed out?
We're going into this recount. Our sources told us to expect that up to 100 between Milwaukee and Dane County, Dane is where Madison is, up to 100,000 ballots were not going to match up, meaning 100,000 votes cast that do not match up with granted applications. And that's only in that issue. That's not even talking about to the indefinitely confined issues, which is people say they were confined but they're not, and other problems where there's.
Well, that was over 100. That was over 100,000. That was.
I think that was in Wisconsin. That was about 212,000.
We're talking about Wisconsin. Yeah,
25 exactly. So it's almost 200,000 difference. You're not including it. But here's what for the audience. I think where people get lost. Paul Ryan, a guy from Wisconsin. Okay, exactly. But maybe I'll go to my next question. How does a guy from Wisconsin? Because everybody that's associated with this, even the most establishment people, are saying it stinks to high heaven. So in Wisconsin, although the Wisconsin, well, Paul Ryan said the vote's over. He lost. It's time to move on, and we're just hurting democracy. I think it was hurting democracy by continuing on this. Trump lost. It's time to move on. Biden won. How can a guy from Wisconsin, when it's open secret?
Paul Ryan's enjoying his fancy board seats, okay? He's doing that while we're here fighting it out for democracy. And guess what? Paul Ryan's a lifelong loser. Paul Ryan was supposed to be the rising star of this party, got absolutely destroyed by Joe Biden in the 2012 election, okay? How'd that go for him, okay? And then he kept whining about being Speaker of the House, which is like the best job ever. All you gotta do is you go up there, gavel, you talk to some people. It's not that bad, okay? Ask Boehner, he loved it. Smoked cigars, played golf, talked with some people. It's great. So Paul Ryan.
By the way,
I'm gonna discount Paul Ryan's comments, okay?
Okay. He also did not count. He did not carry Wisconsin.
I'll tell you one thing about Paul Ryan. That's one leprechaun who found the gold at the end of his rainbow. That's for sure.
With the board seats. Okay, I want to go to Georgia right now. It's a little confusing. What exactly are you asking for in Georgia? Are you just going to go back and do another recount of these ballots? You're in court. You want to recanvass? You want to audit? What are you asking for in Georgia?
We want to do an honest recount, which has to include signature matching. We have to match the signatures from the ballots to the envelopes, and ensure that the people who voted are the ones who the ballots cast actually match up with voters. Also, we want to discover any more thousands of ballots that they have. They already found about 5,000 or 6,000 ballots in pro-Trump County. Would be nice to know where the rest are heading. Would be nice to know.
We got about 30 seconds. How can this audience, this is a massive audience, they're very engaged in this and they're listening every day because they want the details, they want the granularity. What can this audience do to support you, Rudy, the team, and the President of the United States in this effort?
Well, first of all, I want to thank everyone. I want to thank you, Steve. I want to thank your whole team over there at the War Room. And most of all, I want to thank the audience. Give everybody love. And I'll thank this. Again, be vocal. Be vocal on social media. Email your local representatives. Call their offices and say, hey, let's get to the bottom of this. Let's count every legal vote. It's not about, let's give the election to one candidate or the other. Let's stand for election integrity. That's what we're asking for. And that's what we're asking the audience to ensure that their representatives do.
Boris, how do people follow you on social media? How during the day can they follow Boris Epshteyn?